All right, guys, welcome to tonight's team call. It is Wednesday, January 24th. This is Team Living Healthy and Fit's Wednesday night call. I'm super excited to have a guest speaker on the call tonight, Miss Heather Shields. She is an amazing person. She is a mom and a wife, and she is a rising leader on a fellow coaches team, April McDonald's team. And Heather and I have gotten kind of close, just kind of sharing things back and forth, and I've been watching her journey, and she's incredibly inspiring, and I am really excited to learn from her tonight on just balancing life and creating consistency, and especially for those of you who are still working a full-time job while trying to grow your business in Beachbody. She is all dialed up and ready to present. She's definitely stealing the show. She got on and I'm like, oh, I'm in my hoodie and my hair pulled back and she's all dialed up. But she has amazing energy, you guys. Please have a notebook, a pen, try to remove all distractions from the room and really listen in and be ready to take some notes because I know she's got some good stuff to share, okay? It's all you, girl.
Thank you so much for that welcome. That made me blush a little bit. Thank you. And let me just first say, I'm not always dolled up like this for like most of the day. Actually, I don't look like this. And I definitely don't do this on every single team call. But thank you so much for that introduction. So yeah, I did want to talk to you guys about those two things, work-life balance and then consistency in your business. So I did want to ask, just for show of hands, how many of you guys are doing this, coaching as a side business and also working outside of the home? Awesome. Okay. So I wanted to talk about how you can set aside your time to, obviously all of our times is going to be different because some of us do this full time, some of us work full time, but in any instance, it's going to work for anybody. It all just, there's a lot going on down there. So you guys can hear that. It all just comes down to you organizing yourself and organizing that time. So when I first started, I was working outside of the home and I only had like little snippets of time and I had to put my business in these little pockets. So I know firsthand experience, like it can get done and you can move your business consistently forward no matter what your schedule is like. So what I decided right when I first started was my life was crazy. I was teaching every day at the school. I had to get our kids, because I taught at the school, we had to get there super early. So I had to get my kids ready. I had to get to the school. Then I was obviously teaching all day. And then after school, a lot of times my husband travels a ton. So a lot of times I came home to also doing everything, all the parenting. So when people tell me that they're too busy for adding this into their life or can't succeed in their coaching business because they have this, I just explain to them that if it's important to you, if this is something that you are like know that you're for and meant for, then you absolutely will find the time and you will find success with your consistency. So talking about that work life balance. So I think the number one thing for setting up your time before you even sit down and schedule it all out is communicating with your family. So that would be with your spouse or your significant other or whoever else is sharing your family time with you. That needs to be open communication. So when you're thinking about how your week is going to go, that person or those people in your life and at your house need to understand what you're planning your time to be. So you need to have a schedule. You need to have, a calendar for what's going on with your family life and then be able to fit in your work around that. So what I do with my husband is just let him know, on this, he always knows my team calls are on Mondays. And then if I'm hosting, helping out with some other team call or if we're doing a coach sneak peek, I let him know ahead of time, that week ahead of time, look, I'm not going to be available for, nighttime routines on these 2 nights. And to also be really respectful of that. Like, I know I'm like gung-ho in this and he knows, and I know that I can way overdo it and I can schedule something for every single night of the week. And I will work I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I will work from 4:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night and I won't take a break. And that's like crazy town. And I will burn out and I will like ignore everything around me, which is awful. So I know that, and he knows that, and he knows that I need to be reminded sometimes to like take it easy and remember my schedule and remember, like, you know, that I have other life to fit in. So everybody is different, you know, and everybody's gonna have like different things that they need to work on, and that's absolutely my thing. Like, I need to make sure that I have communication with him and a set schedule and stick to it. So I need to respect him, and I need to respect my family and our family time, because obviously that's more important than my business. And you know, your family time and your spouse, your significant other, your kids, they're more important than this business. At the same time, your business needs to be important to you. This business it needs to be important to you. So you need to be able to schedule that and time it all out and put the work into it. But like for me, I need to take a step back and think, you know, I need to also give like lots of space and respect to my family time. So that being said, I just think that that's really important that you first, before you do anything, to just talk to your family and let them know kind of what you have on your plate for that week. So the next thing is making sure that you schedule it out. And I'm totally guilty of this too, like scheduling things out in my head, and I have it all, you know, together up here, but then forgetting to put it down on my in my tracker or in my calendar. So I want to talk to you about what kind of planner and tracker it is I use. Obviously this is not like the you know, I'll end all, but I use the High Achievers Playbook planner, and it has a calendar in there, and it has what I really like about it is it has time. You can time block in here, so you can literally write out, and this I really encourage everybody to do that. Write out literally every 15 or 20-minute block that you have, and then you'll figure out, oh, I do have time for this business, or oh, I do have time to add this, or oh, I really do have time to meal plan on this day. So once you time block, once you actually write it all out and set up your schedule for your week, you'll see all those pockets of time, you know, and you're like, what do I fill that time with? What is it that I'm doing? I'm telling you, it's probably Facebook or Netflix or whatever else, you know, games on your phone. Those kinds of things that we do without even thinking about it are filling up a lot of our day. And even for me, who's super driven to move my business, I totally get, you know, lost in Facebook world and Instagram world. And before I know it, there goes 20 minutes. And I'm like, I totally could have like done a training or something in that time. So if you just write out in your whatever planner, and it can be on a calendar or whatever. It could even be in a notebook. You know, you could just have a spiral notebook with your plan for the week, just blocking out. And you could do it by hour if you want, but I find like the smaller amount of time, the better. That way you don't kind of lose that time. So the small blocks, the better, and just block it all out. Everything you have to do. You guys, we're all doing the 80-day obsession. So we know all about, you know, fitting in your schedule, fitting in your meal, fitting in, then fitting in your workout. We are learning like all about time blocking right now. So just move that into your business in your life. So if you kind of take that same mindset that, you know, I'm going to be in control. I'm totally in control of my food. I'm totally in control of when I get my workout in. I'm also going to be totally in control with where my time is going. And let me just tell you, like, this whole 80-day obsession is like making me feel so in control of, you know, what I'm eating, what I'm doing. And it's so exciting to me that I've never done anything like this. I've never had such control over everything that I'm doing in every aspect of my life. And I love it. So just kind of keep that same mindset. And that kept coming to me today when I was thinking about this call is this is new for so many of us to be, you know, thinking about this time nutrition and scheduling out our day. And it totally goes, you know, the same with our schedule and our work and even into our family. So setting up those work blocks. Okay, so then power hours and all of that needs to be put in there. So make it like ridiculous detailed. You know, I'm eating my breakfast, I'm doing that, then I'm going to do my power hour. And in my power hour, I'm doing, you know, my invites this time. I'm doing, you know, so break it all down to like one by one, step by step. Don't just say, okay, for the next 2 hours is going to be my work time. So no, write out exactly what it is during your work time. You're going to do this part of your power hour. Then you're going to, you know, listen to your ED. Every single thing that you're going to be doing that day, write it in there. And something you need to like think about ahead of time is how many hours in a day, or even if it's less, even if it's like 30 minutes in a day, however much you can dedicate to your business. You need to make sure that that's set ahead of time, that you know you're going to dedicate this much time to your business every single day. And every single day does not mean Monday through Friday. Every single day means every single day. If you want to move your business forward, if you want to be a successful coach, then you work your business every day. And that does not mean that you're working 5 hours a day, or it doesn't even mean that you're working an hour. But if you are consistently like setting up your schedule to get some work done every single day, it's no question you'll be successful. All right, let's see. I want to kind of move on, I guess, now to actual consistency. So I know, like, you hear that word thrown around all the time. We all talk about consistency. You hear it in Beachbody, you hear it in, other parts of life, consistency, and we kind of get dumbed down to it. Like, we hear the word all the time. But let me just tell you, consistency, there is no secret. Like, people, when they're starting Beachbody, like, what is your secret? Like, what is it that you're doing? Like, how is this working? There is no secret. There is no magic. I don't have some magic key. There is no like special thing that I'm like holding on to that is making this work for me. It's all it is consistency. I am consistently doing stuff to move my business forward. And that doesn't mean that I'm consistently working 8 hours a day, but I am consistently thinking business, doing business, working my business. And let me just also talk to you guys about why it's so important to be consistent when you guys are on display, basically. Like, we as coaches are in the limelight all day, all night. Like, people are watching us, and that's great and that's awesome. But this is why you have to be consistent, because you have a spotlight on you and people are watching you. And let me tell you, there are some people that are watching you and want you to fail. Do you know why? Because they want to prove to themselves, you think it's proved to you, but they want to prove to themselves that it's not going to work. They're watching you and they're like, yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, that's not going to work. I'm going to keep watching and I'm going to wait. And then sure enough, she'll fall off. And you know what they'll say? I knew it. I knew she would do that. I knew that's not going to work. It doesn't work for anybody. It doesn't work. That kind of thing doesn't work. And there's people that want that because they want to prove it to themselves, right? There's also people that are watching you and waiting because they want to see you work. They want to see it work. They want to see you like thrive. And you know why? It's selfishly, because they're like, wait a minute. She did it. That means I can. That means I can do this. Oh my gosh. That means I can totally like lose this weight. That means I can totally live healthy because she did it. So that's why it's so important to be consistent, because you are being watched. Don't you want to prove it? Like, don't you want to be like, I did this? Like, hallelujah, you can too. So that's what people are doing. That's what they're watching. They want to see that. So just be consistent. Constantly be showing up. Don't let them, convince themselves that it's not going to work. You need to be the one that shows up every single day because they're watching you. So decide today. Are you going to be that consistent coach? Like, you want your clients to be consistent. You want your founders to be consistent, getting their workouts in every single day, getting their food intake every single day, doing everything that you have given them, everything that you believe in them. You need to do the exact same thing for you and for your business, right? So make a decision tonight. Am I going to be that consistent coach? Am I going to be that coach that rocks it out, that all these naysayers that are watching me are going to be like, holy smoke, she totally did it? Are you going to be that coach? Because you can make the decision like right now, this second, that you're going to do it, and then constantly go back to that. Like, no, I'm going to be that. I'm going to be that coach. So just like go there, get there. If you had a guarantee, like right now, like I'm not going to say, I'm not going to give it to you, but if you had a guarantee right now that in 3 years you would be making a 6-figure income, if somebody was like, here's your guarantee, wrote it out for you, would you show up every single day? Would you do your power hour every single day? Would you show up to every single team call? Yeah, you totally would, right? You would show up to your team calls. You would sign up for every single team cup if they told you that was going to get you there. You would sign up for every Super Saturday. You would can't wait to get to Summit. These are the things, you guys, that absolutely will get you there. That's why they're set up. That's why they're here. That's why we have team calls. That's why we have Summit. It's to just light us up and show you the power in Beachbody and in coaching and what we can do as a team. So commit to doing those things, commit to always, like, everything that we have for you and everything that the company has for you and provides, like, just dig into it and show up for it and believe in yourself, because we freaking believe. We believe in you. So take that and believe in you. Like, take it and start believing in yourself and just skyrocket, because you absolutely can get there. All you literally have to do is show up every day and work towards that, and you absolutely 100% will be there if you just stay consistent. Don't get crazy. Don't, like, think of all these things you have to do or compare yourself to all these other people that are doing it. All you have to do is stick your blinders on and show up every single day and just do your 4 vital behaviors. That's it. It's really not difficult. You just have to show up. So the other thing I also wanted to talk about was the compound effect. Have any of you guys read or listened to the compound effect? Show of hands. Yeah. So that is, a really, really good book, just showing, like, the power of consistency. So if you haven't read it or listened to it, I highly suggest doing that for your next PD. And even if maybe you haven't, it's been a while, maybe listen or pop into it again, or maybe even just look at your notes from when you did read it, because I mean, that's exactly what it is I'm talking about. Consistency, it just compounds and it compounds and it compounds until, your ball. I think I may have mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned this on the last call, but I love, like, visuals. And so I think about an escalator. And so when you're first in this business, you're on an escalator, right? So the escalator's going, but you're going the wrong way. Like, escalator's going, you're going back. Like, you're going after, like, against this escalator. And it's like, what is happening? Like, this is so much work. This is so hard. I feel like I'm just pushing, like, this huge, heavy, ball, like, up this mountain, or I'm walking an escalator that's going down. Like, it's so hard, right? And then all of a sudden it starts to get a little bit easier and a little bit easier. And all of a sudden you're here, right? You reach that top, or you reach that little, like, plateau that you're trying to lift this ball on, right? And all of a sudden, rolling, like, okay, I got this. And then it's just going to snowball. And yes, you will have bumps. Yes, there will be hiccups. But I'm telling you, once you get past that, like, hump, and like, you get in a regular routine of your powers, you get in a regular routine, consistent with your work, it totally snowballs, and that compounds, and that, then you grow in excitement, and then you are confident in yourself, and you have a team that's now confident in you. And like I said, it just snowballs. So I feel like I'm going on and on, but I get so excited talking about this stuff, guys, because I want to just share, like, my excitement and my ignition that I have onto you. So I hope that I was able to do that without rambling. But if anybody has any questions, I would love to take them. I don't see anybody chatting here on the chat here, but if you have any questions or comments or anything, I'd love to hear them. But you'll have to raise your hand to get off of mute or unmute yourself.
Yeah, if you have any questions at all, unmute yourself and just ask. That was awesome. It's definitely so true. If you just keep taking those steps forward, and, like, just as taking those steps forward creates consistency towards your goals, every day you don't show up is creating consistency away from your goals. So we're always being consistent. It's just, are we taking the action to get us to our goals, or are we taking action to go away from our goals? So think about that too. How quickly one bad meal can turn into 2, then it turns into a weekend, and then it turns into a week. It's the same thing with your business. Oh, I won't make a post tonight just because I don't feel like it, or I'm tired. And then you don't make a post tomorrow, and it just kind of snowballs in that direction too. So think about taking, I tell my girls, one choice at a time, right? Our fitness journey is one choice at a time, and taking it one day at a time. Your business is one choice at a time. You're choosing to show up for yourself and for your goals one choice at a time.
I like that, one choice at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. And yeah, like, it totally can snowball the other direction too. So just keep that moving forward, keep that train going.
Yeah, for sure. Do you guys have any questions or any comments? Nothing at all. I know, shoot, you rocked it, girl.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys listening in and having me on this call.
Yeah. I'll ask a question. Since we do have some working moms, well, I'm going to ask two questions because we have some working moms and we have some stay-at-home moms. And I know that on days that I'm staying home, that can be even more challenging on the days that you're not going to work because you don't have that structure. And so you say to yourself, oh, well, I have all day, I'll get it done. And then before you know it, the whole day is gone and you have done zero for your business. So what did your day kind of look like when you were still working? And then what does your day kind of look like now being a stay-at-home mom and you still create that structure for yourself?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked this because I meant to actually bring this up. 110%, it's so much harder now that I'm doing this full time. It was so much easier when I was crunched for time and I had to fit it in. Like, it's so much harder to stay focused and get it in now that it's like that I'm doing it full time. So, yeah. So when I was working, so I would get up. I told you guys I get up at 4:30. So I would get up at 4:30, and that's when I would do my power hour. So I would get on a Zoom call with my success partner every single morning, like Monday through Sunday, every single morning, 4:30. And we wouldn't even talk, honestly. We would get on our Zoom and be like, super groggy with our coffee and like, hey, and we would sit there and just like power hour away. But she worked full time as well. So then I would get an hour of work in, and then I would either get my workout in, or then I would, get the day ready and then might do my workout later. So then instead of going on my lunch break and sitting around in the teacher's lounge and talking, I would sit in the classroom and I would work. So I had 20 to 30 minutes where I could like bust out like my responses to the invites that I had sent that morning, or crafting a post for midday. And then a lot of times I would write out my post for the night and I would just keep it in my notes section. And so I would just have it for later. So I didn't have to like actually write out a post in the evening. So I would make like the most of that 20 or 30 minutes in midday. And then after school, if I had a little bit of time, like with, in between, getting kids ready and dinner and stuff, I would maybe get an extra 10 or 15 minutes in here or there, which would pretty much just be responding to a message or something. I wouldn't really have time to get into stuff, but just responding to people. And then when the kids went to bed, I would schedule an hour after the kids were in sleep. So I would sacrifice my Netflix time for an hour of work. So just making sure that I filled those like 3 chunks in my day, I was successful and I was able to leave my job after that next year. So just doing it that way. However, now that I'm here doing it like full time, oh my gosh, are there distractions? And when I first came home, all of my friends were like, oh yeah, you're home. Let's go meet for coffee and let's go meet for lunch and let's go do this and that. And, my hubby too was like, well, since you're home, can you, schedule this and can you take care of this? Then so it was really, making sure that everybody in my life knew that just because I'm home now does not mean I don't work, that I'm not able to do all the extra things throughout the day. So my day now looks like, I still get up at 4:30. Now I get up at 4:30 so I can eat a whole bunch of food at 4:30 in the morning and then work out. So then I just get my stuff done first thing in the morning and then, get my kids off and ready and then to school. So then as soon as I get home, right when I get home, I do my power hour. I get my all of my power hour stuff in as soon as I can. And throughout the day, I'm doing Insta stories is a lot of my day. I share everything that I do on my Insta stories. And if you guys aren't on Instagram Insta stories yet, you got to get on it because I'm telling you, that's where the business is right now. So throughout the day, I'm just posting things that I'm doing. So I do a story about the fact that I'm on a call with one of my new coaches, or that I'm doing a training, or so just throughout the day, I make sure to make a little story about everything that I'm doing. But yeah, just making sure that I don't try to fit in other things during the day and just focus on my work before I do all my extras. And I do, obviously, I need to take care of, we all know there's still laundry to do and there's still housework to do. But I kind of make myself finish certain things before I do anything else. So I know, like today I had a huge list of things that I need to get done today because we're leaving tomorrow. But I didn't let myself do the fun things, or the vacation things until I was done with my chunk on my list. So it's kind of how I manage these days.
Cool. Yeah. I think that that's like so challenging when you're at home that you just feel like you have all day to do things and you get distracted by doing the laundry and then you're doing the dishes and then you're just picking up after the kids. And before you know it, your entire day is gone. But it's not, and not that those things are fun, but you almost have to force yourself to have that structure of saying, look, these are my business hours. It's just like if I were going to an office and I sat at a desk and I had a boss who was paying me, I have to have that discipline within myself to make that happen.
Yeah, and I say that to myself sometimes. Like I pretend, or I say, if you were at a job right now, would this be acceptable? Like if you were sitting at a job right now, would your actions be acceptable to your boss if they walked in? Meaning, am I focused 100% on my business right now? Or am I doing a little bit here and then am I, making a phone call here? Or am I doing a little bit here and then I'm kind of scrolling Facebook here? So I ask myself that. I'm in my head, like, is this acceptable? Would this be acceptable if my boss were to walk in right now?
Yeah. Love that.
So making sure that I, have that mindset. This is my job.
Yeah. I love that. Something else that Meg Kozlowski shared with me, I'm pretty good friends with her, and she's a superstar diamond, and she puts at the end of her power hour, and I started doing it too, but like I have a list of things that I want to do throughout the day that I keep on my phone, and at the end, I have, would I hire myself or would I fire myself today? What did I do? So if I were to fire myself, then I know tomorrow I need to get more focused. And if I were to be happy, or if I would hire myself, then I can release, because like you were saying earlier, it's so easy to just keep working, but we have to say, that's enough for today. I need to be done. And you have to unplug yourself, especially are all of us moms on this call, because you still have to be present for your family, right? So I think that that's another good way too, is like checking it off. What can I do better tomorrow if you didn't do so great, and letting it go. And if you did really good, empowering yourself and also unplugging, being done for the day. So
that's one thing too I want to talk about, that when you said unplugging, that is really helpful for me, who has a hard time unplugging, is not only do I need to put my phone on silent, but it needs to be across the room, like in the kitchen and where I can't hear it, not on silent next to me, which is what I tend to do. And then it's always going to be, and I always have that mindset, like, oh, somebody really needs me. It's really important. Like I have a coach that's like in dire need of my help, like this second. I make up the story in my head, like I absolutely have to get to it. And Paul has to remind me of that, like, hey, remember your phone goes over there tonight. I'm like, right, yes.
Yes.
Yes. And it feels so good. It feels so good to just be done and unplug.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, I don't get that release. I know that I did my job. Like, unless I know I did everything I need to do for the day, but then I can take a big breath and be like, this is fine, and I'm done, and this goes over here.
Yeah. I will say that it's not easy to do at first. It takes practice, because if you really enjoy doing this, it's hard to put it away and be done. But we have to, or you will lead to burnout, or you'll burn some bridges or make family members unhappy. So you have to make sure that you do that too for yourself.
And you want your hubby or whoever else to be supportive and, back you in this. And by ignoring them and not respecting their time, that will be the very first thing to go.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way. I was I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say blank to the wall. I was like all in and did not respect like our time at all. And he, was like, this is not okay. Like your whole Beachbody. He had a really bad taste in his mouth, and he understandably. So he blamed like the business and didn't want, you know, us to do it at all anymore. And it was totally my fault because I was like all in and cut everybody all out. And it was bad. Luckily he, you know, had some patience and explained it all to me and showed me what it is that, like, how I had totally like just gone off and not respected anybody's boundaries. And, you know, we obviously worked through it, but yeah, it can really be a struggle if you don't set those boundaries.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for having me and listening to me.
Yeah, no, you're always fun to have. You're adorable, and you always have a good, fresh breath of air and just really good energy, and we really enjoy having you. So thank you so much for taking time, especially when you're going on vacation tomorrow. Happy birthday to your mama. I hope that she has a great surprise birthday party and you guys have safe travels.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, loves. Well, I'll get the recording up and I will share it with you to make sure that you have it and you can share it with your girls as well. Thank you all for being on the call. I'll talk with y'all later. Good night.